We are back in a New York groove,
Yes, we are.
if you want to say that.
I will say that.
Great songs by Nicholas Grippo here. We just want to apologize first off for our first segment. The Ustream was not on the correct setting. We apologize.
Pete apologizes.
I apologize. Listen,
My mistake.
last year
I apologize.
Last year we had it good. We didn't have to worry about changing settings or anything, but obviously now we do. So we're back on the air finally, and we're working good.
Yeah.
So Nick,
Yeah.
great songs to pick.
Thank you.
Grip's greatest picks,
I tried.
obviously. You know, during the break we were talking about our brackets and the lack of I don't have one. But Nick,
No.
you want to share? I mean, we really usually don't do sports.
No, we don't. But
except for
the
hockey and WWE,
which is half. But
half.
sports entertainment.
Exactly.
The NCAA men's basketball tournament began today officially. I don't count the first four as part of the tournament, but
Well, how do you think that makes them feel?
well, I mean it's a qualifier for the tournament, and in some cases it's a qualifier to get the way I want to say it, I won't say it on the air, but to get handily defeated by Kentucky if you're Hampton. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
But in any case,
Feel bad for the people who bet on Hampton.
a couple of I don't know how many did. Some real shockers today. Iowa State going down at the hands of University of Alabama at Birmingham today. I think what point? I think it was something to the effect of 59-58.
This is a big upset, I presume.
Oh, it was a 14 seed beating a 3.
Oh,
Actually,
that is.
I believe Oklahoma plays later, and I'm trying to remember who they play because they're the other 3 seed. There are 3 against 14 games today, and 2 of the 3 seeds lost.
Wow.
Yeah, Baylor lost their game to, I believe it was Georgia State,
Okay.
and Notre Dame came very close to losing their game against Northeastern. Northeastern
Okay.
University, and Notre Dame is sitting in the 3 seed in the bracket with Kentucky. Now, I, for anyone who's listening, have taken the gamble and have decided to actually have Kentucky lose.
Okay.
To not be in the
Live
Final
life
Four.
on the edge.
Exactly. I'm going to take the gamble that they're going to run out of steam and that they're going to get beat by Notre Dame in the Elite 8. So considering that Notre Dame almost got beat by Northeastern today, 69-68, it was a little disheartening, to say the least. But they won, so they'll have to fight another day. For anyone who listening or cares, all 3 of you, my Final Four for the NCAA, my picks are...
We have 4.
all 4 of you,
Don't
excuse
leave
me.
out the 4th person.
Sorry, I don't have access. I can't see that number from this far away. I
Well,
apologize.
get glasses.
It's a really small number to see from all the way over here, Pete.
Just go on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Notre Dame, Arizona, Villanova, and Duke.
This is your final 4.
My Final Four. I have then Wisconsin. No, I'm sorry. I have Arizona going over Notre Dame, and I
Okay.
have Villanova going over Duke. And my prediction is Arizona will win in Lucas Oil Stadium and be the NCAA 2015 champions by a score of, I believe I picked 72-64. That's my guess.
Well, you have Grip's greatest picks for music and the bracket, so
Yes.
if you want to tweet at him or find him on Instagram,
Yes.
please do so.
Mhm.
We're live. You're also listening to us on Ustream.com by searching WICR. As I would say, it's almost as easy as falling down.
Almost.
Almost.
But that's
Falling
the key
down's
word.
pretty easy for me, especially when I'm on skates on the ice.
Yeah, well, actually, according to the story you were telling me from yesterday, you weren't getting knocked down. You were knocking people down.
It was an accident, and I feel bad for the guy, but, that's what gear is for.
It happens.
They beat us 11-4, so I think I deserve to get one hit in by accident.
Well,
I don't condone violence, but
it happens.
it happens.
It's the nature of the game, folks.
Hockey's a great game. You should follow it if you don't. It's also very fun to watch.
And just real quick, the Rangers,
Oh,
can they do it this year? Can they do it?
I've always been skeptical with teams that have gone to the finals. They play a long season. I mean, especially the Rangers. They've gone 7 games in their first 3 rounds until the finals when they only went, 5 games? And they only won 1 game out of it. The Kings, I can see, got a little bit of that. They kind of had a slow start and a slow ending. They're really not doing as well as you would think
No,
a
they're
Stanley
not.
Cup final, a Stanley Cup champion would do. But the Rangers surprising us being the top of the league at most points. I believe they're top of the league right now, or they're battling for it. But they were top of the league with 96 points And it's amazing. I mean, I did not think that we would be top of the division, never mind the league. Obviously, there's still some games to go, and it's a tight race. I mean, it's always going to be like that in hockey, which is the exciting part because you never know what's going to happen.
But of course, the Islanders are still right on our tail,
The Islanders are right on our tail in the division and the league,
which is surprising in itself.
Well, the Islanders, you know what? They've been you know, as much as I'm not an Islander fan, I do have to give them credit. They have been rebuilding for a very long time. And if you ask Kenny, that's been their excuse for a very long time, not to offend any Islander fans.
Kenny's also a Mets fan, isn't he?
Anyway, yeah, so they've been rebuilding for a long time, and you know what? It's working for them. I think also that the last season in the Coliseum is really driving that. The home crowd in every arena is great in hockey, but especially in Long Island, going through what the Islanders have gone through. They won 4 straight way back when, you know. And they've been struggling. And you know what? I'm glad to see that this team has turned around. As much as I'm a Ranger fan, I'm a diehard Ranger fan, you know, I do have to give them credit.
Of course.
I mean, the Nashville Predators coming out of nowhere this season, doing well themselves.
Yes. Top of the West, right? Yeah, top of the West.
Yeah, I believe so. You know, it's
Close
been
to it, if nothing else.
It's been a great season. Obviously, some trades. The Rangers got rid of John Moore and their prospect Anthony Duclair. We picked up Keith Yandel and Shepard. We also got rid of Stempniak, I believe. So it's been a weird year, but you know what? It's worked. Alain Vigneault has been doing amazing. Cam Talbot coming in for Lundqvist. He's been
phenomenal.
Clutch. And you know, there's a reason why they call him Goalbusters. You ever notice that, the little Ghostbusters symbol on his
I've not
helmet?
noticed.
Yeah,
look.
Goalbusters. But Cam Talbot doing great, and Skapski, the backup to the backup, in his NHL debut, did very well. He has 2 wins under his belt, so you know, we look good as a team. Hopefully, Lundqvist comes back the way he left, doing very well, and you know, it's the road to the playoffs. So we need wins.
Yes, we do, and we need to in the playoffs this year to not take 7 games to do each.
Yeah, you know,
that really hurt us going into Los Angeles.
It hurt us.
LA last year was such a strong physical team that by the time we got there, the Rangers were just totally beat up.
Yeah,
that's what it boiled down to over anything else.
I also think, you know, not to say the Kings threw a game. I just don't think the Kings had the full heart in that game that the Rangers won because I feel like they wanted to win at home.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying they threw the game, but you know, when you go away, you know, you don't want to win in your opposing teams. You know, you don't want to win the Stanley Cup. You want to win at home. So I think their mind really wasn't into it that day, and that's why the Rangers got the win. Because in every aspect of the game, the Kings outplayed them. I mean, it's you can't deny that. As a Ranger fan, I can't deny it, as much as it hurts me to say.
Right.
But anyway,
moving on.
Yeah, we'll move on to.
We have some other off-season New York sports to talk about later on in the show, hopefully. But
hopefully.
For the second set, I'm not going to torture you, Pete. I'm not going to do the.
You never tortured me. It just I
well,
always look.
I'll save it for next week when there's actually people in the building.
Okay.
We have 5 people listening. Or what are we up to? 4?
4.
Okay, 4 people listening, but still.
I think that's a Full Metal Attack record. We thank everyone for listening.
We hit a high of 5, I think, during this.
Yes, we did.
But a steady 4 we'll take.
Steady 4 is awesome.
But one of the things I wanted to try to do with the new season was to every week or every other week do an underrated artist of the week of some sort. So that's what I'm going to do with this set. I have a 3-song set of Dokken.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Well, that's the next part. The 3rd song in this set, I think you're gonna recognize.
I probably
Okay,
will.
that's the only thing I'm gonna make you guess, Pete. Is I'm gonna tell you the names of the other 2.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The 3rd song, you need to guess. Figure out what it is. Okay.
I love guessing games.
It is. I don't know if it's the theme song per se, but it is a song that was used in conjunction with a very famous movie from the 80s.
Okay.
A very famous horror movie from the 80s.
Got it. So people listening in, if you want to play along, please do so.
Okay. I picked Dokken because in the off season I started listening a little more to Dokken and to George Lynch. His guitar work is unbelievable. I believe on the last Full Metal Attack we had played, one of the last songs I played was off the Back for the Attack album. It's called Mr. Scary, which was an instrumental that George Lynch does.
Okay. Yes, I remember that instrumental.
Unbelievably insane guitar player, so intricate, so high pitched, and so fast. in what he does. So I got 3 Dokken songs lined up. I'm trying to remember the name of the album this is from. I think it's actually from Breaking the Chains. The title track off the Breaking the Chains album called Breaking the Chains. We're then going to hear Into the Fire off the Tooth and Nail album. And then we're going to hear a song off of the Back for the Attack album, which is the
and
hashtag I've been using.
Yeah, it's a nice touch considering the Attack is back.
Yes, the Attack is back. And Pete, you're going to have to figure out what this last song actually is.
Oh, this is going to be great.
And I'm thinking you're going to recognize it if you know anything about these movies.
If I don't, listeners, don't judge.
No. Okay.
I'm
Here we
rusty.
go, folks. Let's kick things off right now. This is Dokken with Breaking the Chains. This song was voted a few years back on VH1's 100 Greatest Hard Rock Songs, somewhere I believe in the top 90s.
Okay.
Dokken, Breaking the Chains, a Dokken set on Full Metal Attack.
Sit there thinking